Another review on a product for Life at 62A. This one is a cordless chainsaw for the garden. I've not got a lot of trees in the garden. There's one big tree that needs sorting out and a little one that keeps growing quite quickly. So I thought I'd get a chainsaw to help with that. Let's have a look at what's in the box. So you got the manual, battery, battery charger, gloves. Again, the gloves that come with these type of things, I don't rate them very much, so they'll probably be replaced. Then you got the chain. Doesn't look particularly thick, but hopefully it'll be alright. And then some tools as well. This particular model has an oil filler for it, just to keep the chain lubricated. Looks like some kind of safety guard and a safety switch there so that you can't pull the handle, so you can't start it unless you press that. It is made of plastic, but it doesn't feel particularly cheap. A lot of things like this that you buy can feel cheap and give the appearance that they're going to break quite easy. This one's not too bad. The handle's got a nice grip on it. These batteries normally come with a little bit of charge, but I'm just going to pop it on charge just to give it a top up. It says red light while charging and then green light when it's fully charged. On this particular model you get two, I don't know, guides, are they? Guides for the chains, and then two saw chains as well. I think this is where we find the fitting for the chain. Yep, there we are. So I think I'm right in saying that there is the tensioner for the chain. The chain is pretty thin, but then this isn't designed for using on in a professional way, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I found fitting the chain quite challenging, and there's a couple of reasons for that. In the instructions it says to make sure that you have the chain going in the right direction, but there's no markings on the chain that I could see, and there's no diagram specific on showing you which way the chain should be facing. You have to look quite closely at the sketch to see if you can work it out. I think I've worked it out. I put the chain onto the I don't know what it's called, the arm that holds it in place. Fitted it over the toggle that keeps it in place and that also tensions it. Got the chain around the gear that actually turns it, and then the screwdriver that they supply is quite short, so I found it a little bit hard to get into the tensioner screw to tension it up. So luckily I had another screwdriver which I use. So you may find that you will need a bigger screwdriver for that. This is where the tensioner is. So I mean, it will fit in there. It's just because of this, it just sits at an angle, and the screw is actually a Phillips head with a slot in it. So it's hard to work out where it sits. So I got a Phillips, quite a long one, and that fitted quite well in there. So I've tightened it so that it will move, but it's not too loose. Seems to go quite well, quite fast. We're right in the middle of Storm Dark at the moment, so I'm going to be unable to try it today, but my thought so far is it looks as if it's going to do the job quite well. It was only $22.99 I think from eBay. It doesn't feel cheap, it feels quite nice. There's a good grip on it, it's got the safety button on the side. The only thing that lets it down is putting it together, because the instructions is basically one paragraph. It doesn't explain which rotation the blade goes in. You kind of have to hope that the guy who did the sketch took that into account. The chain is lubricated by oil, but there's no oil supplied to it. It doesn't really mention the oil. I'm assuming that it's like chainsaw oil, but I'm going to guess that any oil is better than none at all. The tools and safety equipment that come with it are pretty useless. The screwdriver, although it will work, it's very awkward to get into the slot because it's the Phillips type head with a slit through it. You have to make sure that you're laying it right and you're kind of holding the screwdriver at an angle, which means that it would be very easy to round off that screw as well. I used quite a long shanked Phillips head screwdriver for it. The safety equipment that comes with it, the gloves that come with it are next to useless. They're not going to offer any kind of protection at all. And there's no safety glasses either. There's very little mentioned about the safety side of it, so anyone who uses it needs to have a bit of common sense. Okay, so a week later, storms have died down. I've got my safety glasses. John, don't tap your head with a chainsaw. I've also got my gloves. I'm going to go and give it a quick whirl on one of the trees in the garden and see how we get on with it. Right, it's working. It's got 1 hour kickback on it. I'm wondering if I've got the chain on the wrong way. As I mentioned in the introduction, it doesn't actually tell you which way around to put the chain. So what I've done is I've taken the battery out, safety first. I'm going to put the chain on the other way around and see if that makes any difference. Okay, I've just checked online and I have got it set up the right way. So it does say in the videos on YouTube that you will get a bit of kickback on it. It's something I've not done before, so the kickback is a little bit more intense than what I thought. It's nothing to worry about, but so it's all fine. So the chain was on the right way around. It was just that I was putting too much force on it and the teeth were kicking in, the teeth were biting into the actual wood. So it was just a learning curve. But for just over 20 quid, it did a half tidy job. I'm not a tree surgeon, so the tree's not looking 100%. But it's certainly better than what it was. All I wanted to do was get rid of the majority of the holly on it, so that's been achieved. As far as I'm concerned, $23.95 I think it was, worth every penny. Definitely need your own safety equipment. The gloves that they supply are they're just no good. There's no goggles there, so you need goggles, you need gloves. Just be careful when you're using it, because there is a kickback if you put too much pressure on it. But apart from that, it's a good bit of kit. Hope you liked the video. Give it a like and a comment, and subscribe for plenty more content. Catch you in the next one.